So important getting your puck out right. Again, Lyons goes for that ball, tries to make it. He's Jamie Barron coming in the Shamazle there, inside the 65. Waterford just trying to burst away with that ball. It was Ty de Burke actually got up off his knees and got it away to Jamie Barron. Jamie has a look, takes a shot. That's more like an all-star to all-star. Ty de Burke to Jamie Barron over the bar.
Well, Déise midfielder Jamie Barron won his third all-star last month. The same number as Waterford legends Ken McGrath, Tony Brown, Dan Shanahan and Noel Connors. Well, earlier in the week, on-the-ball presenter Gavin Whelan caught up with the 4 Mile Waterman in Dungarvan and asked him firstly for his thoughts on the 2020 championship.
I suppose ups and downs, good and bad, Gavin. I think we probably did make a lot of strides which we can be happy enough with, but ultimately I don't think there was any silverware on the table for us again. So that's probably our main aim for 2021. We want silverware, we want something to have on the table there that we can look at and say we've achieved something, something set in stone. So look, we've a lot of incentive going into 2021, a lot to build on and a lot of gains to be made, I believe. So hopefully things are on the up and looking well for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a fast-paced championship, came towards the end of last year. For a while we didn't think we'd see it, but playing week on week, without the crowds as well, how did you find that whole experience?
Look, I suppose at the start, just delighted to be able to go back and go playing. I think we were waiting long enough for the summer of 2020 to come and probably get some little gains out of it and get something to be at. Then I suppose when you look back on it, it was really strange. You're playing these big games, Munster finals and All Ireland, where there's no crowd and you can be in the middle of a match and you think this is unbelievable the way it's panning out. But look, we were delighted to be able to go back out and play and give the country and our county a lot to be happy about. And in the times that have gone by have been tough, so we were delighted to be able to do that for each other. But ultimately disappointing in the end.
Absolutely, and the lift she gave the whole Waterford public, leading up to the All Ireland as well, because everyone we were still in a lockdown period, so it really lifted the spirits as well. Your performance, reaching the All Ireland final, the victory over Kilkenny, the victory over Clare, things like that.
Yeah, look, I think a lot of people remarked if you bumped into them somewhere on a little walk or something after the games, how much it had given them the lift. You're nearly playing the games thinking, no, and this isn't on telly or no one is watching this, but I think there's probably more people than you'd ever imagine watching them, because there's very little to be doing other than that. So yeah, we got a lot of remarks. I think everyone got them individually, how much of a lift that we had given the county and stuff like that. And look, we were probably delighted to be able to be in a position to give people that little lift at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose the day of the All Ireland, things didn't really fall your way. Maybe you didn't play up to potential, but Limerick were pretty awesome on the day. Obviously their second All Ireland in 3 years, and I know you were beaten by him in the Munster final as well, but was it a tough one to take?
Yeah, it was a really tough one to take, Gavin. I think as good and all as Limerick were on the day, I think there was times where we didn't actually live up to our own potential and expectations, so I think that's nearly as tough to take as any defeat or loss. But look, Limerick, as you said, they are a good team. They've a good few years behind them together now, and they're on the road a while, so we're just trying to implement our own game and our own tactics and stuff like that and trying to get to the level they're at, and hopefully in the next year or two we'll be at that level and competing again.
Yeah, let's hope so indeed. But as you said, the strides he made were very evident, and I know at the end of the day you want silverware. First year under Liam Cahill as well, and he came in, put his stamp on it. How did you find the whole year under the new management?
Yeah, it was a really enjoyable year. I think as a squad as a whole, we've really enjoyed the journey so far with them. Look, they're fantastic men, in fairness. The way they apply themselves kind of sets out the stall for the way we should be applying ourselves. They lead by example and we follow them. And look, I think we're looking forward to another year underneath them. After that, hopefully another few years if they stick around, which would be great. But they're top men, and we're privileged to have them over our county team at the moment. And look, as long as we have fellas like them in charge and our underage setups as well that are improving all the time, look, hopefully Water will be thereabouts in the coming years.
Yeah, fingers crossed indeed. And I know it was something Liam Cahill was mentioning a couple of weeks ago. I think he was chatting to Tomas and Nigel about he's been unlucky the way he probably hasn't had a clear run with last year the league, then COVID came leading up to the championship, then it was short run, and even this year as it is, still unsure about when getting back. So I suppose he hasn't really had a whole lot of time with you, either.
Yeah, it's been really strange, I suppose, in that respect. I suppose Liam has been wasn't stated there as coach, I think, was probably a year and a half ago, or maybe coming up in 2 years, I'm not sure. But we still haven't really had a prolonged period together where we've trained together and stuff like that, and worked on like certain aspects of our play or whatever. It's kind of been more over Zoom and like the odd session here and there where we get to meet up in our little groups or whatever when the guidelines were lifted, you know. But I think we're really looking forward to a period where Liam gets us for maybe 6 months, and Mikey Bevins and that, and we get a good chance to really go at and iron out some of the mistakes we've made over the last couple of games.
Absolutely. And I was chatting to your colleague Jack Fagan there last night, and even Stephen Bennett a couple of weeks ago, that with the weather improving and the grass being cut and that, I'm sure everyone is just mad now to get back out in the field, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. Look, I suppose at times there, after the winter we had going so far, it can be a bit tough on you mentally to go out and train again in January and February when you're just only really after finishing, you know. But when you see the longer evenings coming in and the grass being cut and the better weather, you know, it gives you that added little bit of bonus and pep in your step to go out and to get back at it and really go at it hard again when you know it hopefully is just around the corner.
Yeah, I think we're all just mad keen to get back out there, and still a lot of uncertainty. Looks like probably, as we're talking today, it might be possibly inter-county first before the club. So I'm sure at this stage, it's just a waiting game. You're working away obviously on your own programmes, but just mad to get back at it.
Yeah, look, we're working away individually, I suppose, doing the best we can to be in the best shape we can be by the time we do go back, whether it's club or county first. Look, we'll be happy enough, I think, to just be reinstated now at this stage, and whatever it is, we'll go at it hard and see where it takes us.
Absolutely, yeah. And you mentioned club there, obviously great support from the Formal Water and the Nair as well. I know they had a couple of lovely messages up that night. You got the All-Star as well, and two clubs with a great tradition as well. And I suppose they always say, I know it's a cliche, it's where it starts and where it ends, I suppose, the club.
Yeah, sure, that's totally true, Gavin. I think out where we are, the Nair and Formal, look, we've good base, good grounding and good tradition out there. Lots of good families out there, and lots of friends out there who will always keep you on the straight and narrow and looking out for you as much as they can. And I think the club is definitely where it's going to start and finish for everyone, and they put so much into it to develop like players at such a young age and bring them through stage by stage, and eventually you just try to repay it all back to them, so I think it's the same with most clubs, Gavin, at this stage. But yeah, look, delighted to have such good backing and friends and family out there.
Yeah, that's great to see. And of course yourself, Tig and Stephen, obviously receiving All-Stars a couple of weeks ago, huge honour for the three of you as well, and I know plenty of nice messages coming through as well. So I suppose was it some sort of consolation maybe to end 2020 on some sort of positive?
Yeah, I suppose, look, sure, it's nice to get some bit of recognition like that, I think the performances probably Steve and Ty put in over the year was phenomenal. Ty coming back from his cruise shoot, and Stephen really stepping up when Pádraig got injured, so they were definitely very worthy winners. And look, it's nice for friends and family, I suppose. As you said, it's nice for the club as well, it's been a tough enough year for clubs and things like that, and any bit of recognition you get like that to keep everyone within the club happy, and little boost as well, as we said before, which was really nice.
Absolutely. And I suppose a final point, Jamie, because really appreciate your time this afternoon. Now your hopes and aspirations, I suppose, for 2021.
Look, I suppose the easy answer is just to say to go one step further than we did last year, really, and win the All-Ireland, but being realistic about things, it's a very far away dream at the moment, There's a lot of things that have to go into it beforehand to get to that level, so you're just probably going to focus on Munster, hopefully come out that's the right side of that, and then push on and see where an All-Ireland series can take us. But as I said, it's a long way away at the moment, and we just want to get back training first of all, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that uncertainty, and I suppose I find, how have you adapted to the whole thing? I know you're teaching, I suppose you have that kind of routine, but how have you dealt with the last 12 months as well, because it's been challenging for so many people?
Yeah, I suppose, look, just kind of focusing on small things day by day, all you can do is take it day by day. I find trying to get up in the morning and get into some bit of a good routine throughout the day and pass that day off, and look, hopefully, and of course, definitely, things will pick up in the not so distant future, please God, and as long as we get there, we'll be happy enough, and we can enjoy and really cherish all the good memories then that we'll make after that.
Dispossessed by Austin Gleeson, down in the corner, Hill 16. Lovely diagonal ball to Jamie. Jamie takes a shot. It's a goal! What a goal by Jamie Barron! Austin Gleeson from the corner flag looked up, saw the 4-mile man. He got a trinker against Kilkenny. That was even a better goal. But what a pass! Pinpoint pass by Ozzie Gleeson over to Jamie Barron, and he rattled the goal at Hill 16. Waterford are back in front. Tearing forward as he has been right from the get-go here. Gets the ball away to Colin Dunford. Likes the open spaces. The Collingham Express gone inside the 65. Flicks the ball away to Jamie in space. Jamie's gone in near the 20-metre line. Chance for Jamie. What can he do? Back into that goal! What a goal for Waterford! Jamie Barron with Colin Dunford. The Collingham Express showed his pace. Opened up to the fence. Gave it to Jamie Barron. And the blue and white maybe it'd be outnumbered 10-1, but they're not at this stage, Stephen.
No, look, Tommy Ryan, Brian Haddam, Marsh, and Colin, but when they get the ball, they're hungry, they're running for it, they don't want to let it go, they're running straight at him, they're cutting him open.
Jamie being called ashore here, he's done his bit. The smile is on Derek McGrath's face.
Now you're hurling. Lorna Porca with Tomás McCarthy on WLR.